chug some beers and make some bad gambling picks. Welcome to ChuggieBets.
Welcome to the ChuggieBets NFL podcast, brought to you by MLB. The Diamondbacks just made the World Series, and I saw a couple stats I wanted to drop on you guys real quick before we get into NFL picks. Did you know that every team to beat the Milwaukee Brewers in the postseason has advanced to the World Series?
Ever?
It has happened 9 times. And every single time the Brewers are eliminated from the playoffs, the team that eliminates them makes the World Series.
Wow.
Including 5 of the last 6 years. Dodgers, Nationals, Dodgers, Braves, and Diamondbacks.
Wow.
So,
Nice one from the NL. Holy shit.
yeah. Well, not to win the World Series, but to make the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Although, honestly, most of the teams probably did win the World Series, I think.
But if you knock out the Brewers, apparently you're getting in.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I wish the Marlins would have got the Brewers instead of the Phillies.
The other stat is the Rangers Diamondbacks matchup for the World Series was 1,750 to 1 before the season started, making it the second most unlikely matchup in World Series history, behind the Twins and Braves in 1991, in which both teams were coming off finishing last in their division. I just thought that's a fun little tidbit.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad we're talking baseball.
Gotta
All
talk
right.
baseball. Oh.
We gotta talk some baseball.
Baseball's never been hotter.
Baseball.
Adolis Garcia is a monster, and
is.
he's gonna win them the World Series, and that's what's gonna happen.
You guys want to say that? I like the Rangers here too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I hope it goes to 7 games.
I hope they have fun.
I want exciting games.
You don't watch baseball, so what do you care, Al?
I'm going to try and watch. As long as
you're
there's
gonna
not
watch this
football,
World Series?
as long as there's not football on simultaneously, I will be watching.
We're in the middle of 56 straight days of football. So it's
got
baseball...
to go 7 games, and they have to be like 5 days apart.
Okay, Al, Conference USA football or a World Series game?
If I have money on the football game, the football game.
You know you can put money on the baseball game.
Yes,
there's money.
That's the point. But you can put money on the baseball game.
Okay.
Also,
put me on good plays then, bud.
Oh, I've got
dude, I'm down on baseball. You don't want me giving out baseball plays right now. But it's been fun to watch, and it's been way more fun to watch than MACtion, which is why I don't know much about the MAC this season.
MACtion's just getting heated up, though.
It hasn't even started, baby. Yeah. MACtion's starting next.
We got Conference USA Wednesdays right now going.
Yeah. Ooh, it's tough. It's a tough watch. Conference USA is not.
All right. That's enough baseball talk. Let's get into the NFL. So let me first.
We turned baseball talk into college football talk. That's how much we love football on this podcast.
Yes. That's Matt. That's Danny. I'm Al. This is the NFL podcast. Even though we're talking about baseball, let's chug some beers.
So I was talking in the break. I follow an Instagram feed where it just highlights NFL fights that happen in the stands. And it's very weird to me. Like, I can understand in Philadelphia because they're like, their brains are disconnected. They're very smooth brained, right? A lot of those Eagles fans, they throw batteries at Santa, right? Like they do what they want.
That was like in the 80s. But
they beat up hitchhiking robots.
I saw someone eat shit, literally eat feces at Philadelphia last time the Phillies won a World Series. Like,
which wasn't like 100 years ago. It was like 3.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. So
it was last season. Bryce Harper won the World Series, right?
Okay, yeah, that's how much we know baseball. Talk baseball.
It might have been
am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I don't know.
No, you're right. You're right. But I always think it's weird. Of all the sports, like NFL football seems like the crowd should be. I don't understand why they're fighting each other over like. What's the fight over? Like, I will explain it in college football, right? College football makes more sense to me.
Astros beat the Phillies last year. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Al. Did you have something?
No, I was going to say, so college football makes sense because you've got a bunch of 20-somethings that are bad at making decisions, that are getting blackout drunk, that are invested in the team. They're there. It's their team. In the NFL, it's like
It also makes sense because you have people bad at making decisions. These are
Well,
people spending $500 on a ticket for
yeah, I
multi-season
was gonna
ticket
say
holders.
it's like Tom who hates his job and hates his wife and takes his weekends to go tailgate and
on a
get
Sunday.
blackout drunk to forget all about his worries and like invests all negative energy in his team, and
Yeah.
it's a lot sadder.
And look, I love the
I don't know if
NFL.
it's sadder. I think it's the same.
You think
Okay.
it's the same? I think it's so much sadder, right?
As
Like,
somebody who has been both of these people but never been in a fight, I think it's the same.
I think
So
there's more.
you haven't been either of these people then.
No, I've been blackout drunk at a college football game, and I've
Yeah.
been blackout drunk at an NFL football game.
Who among us?
But you're a normal human being. You don't fight people at an NFL or a college football game, right?
But I've
You
been
can talk
around
shit.
the people that are fighting people, and yeah, I get it. Unless your name's Zach Kupfer, in
Oh
which
my,
case
no.
you got kids.
You know,
Edit
You
it
got
out.
kids,
Try that
motherfucker.
again and try that again. Say that same statement. I'll try to edit you out. Say that same thing.
Unless your name is Zach.
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, no, it's my turn. I might
Don't
not be
fight with people at your tailgate, Zach.
you
should have beat Zach.
I might not be the right person to ask this question to because I think I suffer from weight privilege. There's been many a time I have been blackout drunk and done stupid stuff that if I was of normal stature, someone would probably have fought me over. But when they see, a gigantic white dude, they don't want to fuck with me. So
Al's last
I just
name,
luck
just if you
into it.
guys didn't know, the listeners, is Stall, and he is bigger than the hockey stalls.
Hockey. What's a hockey stall?
The last name. There's a famous last name.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I was like a
You're aware that
bathroom hockey
you're aware that
stall.
your last name is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
used amongst
Yes.
hockey players
Yeah,
to
yes,
like
okay.
be good at it.
Yeah.
I'm,
So
I'm,
yeah,
They also traffic in racism and anti-homophobia. So or
yeah,
homophobia.
I don't. Yeah, so I
the
didn't.
shoe fits.
I spell it different.
Yeah. You avoid those things, but the rest of it,
Yeah.
the
Well,
size,
that's
the
talking
hockey.
hockey.
Yeah.
Hockey. I'm gonna put
Hockey
that
sock.
Keep talking.
Oh,
I just honestly going back to hockey, I can understand fighting more in a hockey game, right? Because that feels more tribalistic. Also, if you're Toronto and you're facing Montreal, there's a ton of bad blood there. You probably watch people on the ice fight, and that may inspire you to fight, right? I kind of get that more. I don't understand why people are fighting. Don't fight your
At
fans.
this
Don't
point
do
in
it.
my life, there is one reason for me to fight at all, and it is to defend my family, and that is all.
Of course it is.
I have no aggression left in me. I don't even really care about my teams anymore. Like I love the Hurricanes, I love the Dolphins, and I'm happy when they win, and I'm mildly sad when they lose. But like, I am not gonna fight somebody because they went like this.
Look, I can't
yeah.
say
All I'll do. This is what I'll do, and this is bad for audio, but I'll do this. I'll go, and my face will get all red, and my blood pressure will rise, and I'll get pissed internally, but I won't do anything about it.
No, what I'll do is I will turn and I'll go to the bar and I'll buy another sneaky beer and I'll drink that before I get back to the seat. So then I only have one beer, so Missy only knows that I had one on the way
what
back.
is the maximum amount of sneaky beers you can get? Can you do one a quarter? Because
Sneaky?
yeah.
So let's be real here. Like my wife has been married to me for like she's known me my whole life at this point. So there's zero is the number of sneaky beer. Like she is aware of of how much I've drank at every point in my life, and there's no
I
way
was
for
going
me
to say
to
every
like.
single time you go, theoretically.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I
when
do
you're
it
on the
every single
line,
time I go, and
but-
she plays the game because she's she's a lovely woman,
She is. She tolerates all the nonsense.
and then she drives home.
I hate that. I hate when eyeballs tell. I was at a drinking event recently, and I knew I had gotten a little loose, and I was trying to tighten up, right? Because I had my family with me. But Natalie's like, "Oh, sorry." My wife is like, she could see it right in my eyes. She's like, "You shouldn't drive." I'm like, "You're probably right. You got me there. You got me." God bless them, right? They put up with our shit. Then let us talk sports and drink beers on a Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
The only time it's ever a problem is if they're loose trying to convince you that you're too loose when they're too loose. It's the only time it's ever a problem. And even then, I'm like, all right, fine, you're right. But I'm still going to drive.
Well, all right.
All right. Well, we did not have a banner week last week.
We got to get from Uncle Nate's house to our house.
I was supposed to recap. Yeah, we all of us sucked. Andy did good, but it's all teasers.
This is why we're talking about getting drunk. It was such a bad week.
We were due for a clunker of a week though. We've been super hot. So this is our first losing week since week 1 collectively. Matt's first losing week, my first losing week, Danny's third losing week. So we're still incredibly good at this. Believe us. Believe me. Believe me. I won't show you the proof, but believe me.
No, Al had a terrible week. He's still only 22 games over 500 for the season.
I think we need to apologize to Andy on here. I had the worst pick of the week by far. I took the under in the Cleveland-Indianapolis game, and I said, this is the easiest pick of all time. I think it was under 39. I'm like, it's going to be under 39.
It's what you fucking get for betting on Deshaun.
It was under 39.
In the second quarter? Yeah. The game ended at 77. If we would have doubled that, I would have barely made the under at under 78. So
it's cute that we're also apologizing. Sorry, it's cute that we're also apologizing for Andy, who's 13 games over 500 for the season.
Either way, I was very wrong.
Yeah.
I was braggadocious and an asshole about it, and I'm going to drink more beer because of it. And I was over 5. So fuck me, right?
Right. We should apologize for Matt, who's 8 games over 500 for the season.
That's true.
So if you add those all up, Al's got you 22 units, Andy's got you 13 units, and Matt's got you 8 units. And I got you a measly 1 unit. Oh, no, minus 1 unit. Sorry.
Minus 1 unit.
So collectively 40. Collectively 42
going 0-5 this week to get you the minus 1 unit, though. I'll get you back up.
Yeah. Shall we do that? Let's do it right now.
Let's make some mother freaking picks. All right.
0-5, Matto. We both went 0-5, and you're still
disaster. Well, we talked about the Pittsburgh when we were talking about Pittsburgh LA Rams. What a catastrophe that was. And granted, LA being a 7-point favorite was probably the wrong side there, considering that's a home game for Pittsburgh.
There's always those games that just end up being kind of fishy, and you don't know what it is and why it's a game. Like last night,
I can tell you why the Dolphins game was fishy.
Oh,
why is that?
Well, there were 10 penalties on one team and 0 on the other.
That happens. It's very common.
No, it's actually never happened, Al. Literally never, ever. There's never been a game ever in the NFL where one team wasn't penalized at all.
Is that true?
It's somebody said it on TikTok. I don't know if it was true or not. I'm just gonna quote it.
So obviously not in the past 12 years, but before then maybe before the kids who are making
TikTok
live. Yeah. All right, let's go to Buffalo, the big house. The Bills are hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football. I have a suspicion the two of you have a particular play in this one. What do you guys got?
So when the calendar hits Thursday and football's in the air, everybody knows that the play is always taking the under 42. Now, be forthright. This play, I think, is 2-5 on the year.
I think it's 0-4 in the last 4.
No,
we hit one of them.
Okay.
But we're coming back.
It's 1-2 in the last 2 weeks, Al, all right?
We're coming back. Look, NFL teams don't start practicing till Tuesday or Wednesday. What the hell are they doing? Covering big numbers. They should be fatigued. They need the whole week in order to get ready. Under 42.5. Tampa Bay has a good defense. Buffalo has a good defense.
I refuse to believe that everybody's figure out Thursday night overs. I'm going under again.
Let's fucking go, buddy.
Andy's first teaser leg here is on the Bills. He teased them down from 8.5 to -2.5.
You can get it better than that now.
I'm assuming either he was early or late. I have Bills -7.
Andy hit these wongs right when they came out, and the line moved a little bit. So now you
Yeah,
can move from
caveat,
7 down to 1.
these lines are about a day old for me because we're a little late on this. But Bills -7. I took them -8.5 against New England and felt good about it, and then they laid an egg. But this is a team that this year at least has bounced back and forth between being really underwhelming and really dominant. And I don't think the Bucks are good enough to compete, so I think the Bills should run away with this one, especially at home.
Yep.
As long as they run away with it defensively.
Yeah, I had a lean on the Rams Cowboys over 45, but I don't think I'm gonna play it. It was just an idea. I think the Rams
Should
will
be a
probably
fun
bounce back,
game.
but yeah, it should be a good one. But I think it's not gonna have a play. It doesn't look like anyone else has a play in this one either.
If I'm over my buddy's house who has Sunday ticket, I'm hoping this one's on the quad box. If not, then I hope it comes up a lot on the red zone.
Yeah,
because that's probably it's my second favorite game in the window. I think maybe third. I have to count the Dolphins as the first favorite game, so it's the third favorite game in the window.
What's the second favorite then?
Vikings Packers, buddy. Vikings Packers.
All right.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I got me some Kirk Cousins at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. That is the best game of the window. He is going to cover this 1.5. You are wrong, Al.
Kirk Cousins can take you higher. That is for sure.
Creed, baby.
Oh my God! Did you hear his interview about
the whole thing? The whole thing. It was great.
I guess the Vikings play Creed in the locker room as warm-ups, and then Kirk Cousins was like, "Turn that off. I got to go pray."
Not exactly. So Kirk Cousins leads prayer with a bunch of his other Christian teammates over in a corner of the locker room, and they also are having Creed play in the locker room during because they are having "Can You Take Me Higher" play.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck is doing that on repeat though. But anyway,
they got a laundry list of bangers, man. They're all the same. It's like Nickelback.
I mean, I personally prefer "What If," but everybody's got their own favorite Creed song. So as they're over there in the
sacrifice,
my own prison, yeah, they're great. So as they're over there in the corner starting their prayer, Kirk Cousins asked them, is thinking, should we ask them to turn it down or change the song? And one of the guys there says, no, this is the prayer. Because Creed, famously mildly religious band, and Higher, a mildly religious song. So
yeah, Harrison Smith, he was like, this is a prayer. We don't need to turn it down. You just need to sing.
Yeah, they did the prayer to Creed, which was that's kind of dope, man. Kirk Cousins fucking leaning in.
Yeah.
Loving Creed. Dude, he's just him.
You make a good point with this being prime Kirk Cousins window, the witching hour. He's like the voodoo doctor,
Packers in it too.
But yeah, I'm gonna take 1.5 points with the Packers at home. But yeah, that Kirk Cousins thing. So this might be one that you try to middle somewhere by maybe live betting the Vikings when they're down.
So what you want to do here is you want to avoid Al's bet altogether. You want to take my bet.
Yeah, that works too. Matt, any
if the Packers get up big, you definitely lean in on the Vikings. If the Packers get up big, live bet, lean in big on the Vikings.
think Minnesota needs the game more. I don't know what that's worth in the NFL, right? Last week shook me because all the results were very different than my expectations. Minus Seattle.
Referees will do that to you in a week. Sometimes it's at least they're stacking it all in a week now and not going to do it every week. I appreciate that where it's not random. I also don't think Jordan Love's that good, so I don't buy the Packers long term with him as their quarterback. I think they need a replacement there.
Is Justin Jefferson back or is he still out?
He's IR. He's done for a month at least, I think.
Well,
I think it's 5 weeks or whatever, but they got players without him too. But
Jordan Addison's good.
It's not
KJ Osborne. Miami Hurricanes.
KJ Osborne has been very good for them, but obviously none of them are Justin Jefferson. He's he's a game breaker.
They have enough weapons without Justin Jefferson to
beat the Packers.
have a competent offense. But yeah,
to beat the Packers, yeah, but they're not going to put up 50 against good defense without him, but they could with him.
Yeah. I'm going to watch the game for sure, but I don't really have a play. It's more of an entertainment one.
Okay,
it's like I said, it's my favorite game of the week. We should probably move on. We've talked about this game long enough.
We'll move on to Atlanta, Tennessee. The Titans. So Andy is his second teaser leg. He's taking Titans. He's teasing them from +2.5 up to +8.5. I think that is a phenomenal idea. I don't think this Falcons team is good enough to beat anybody by 2 scores. So I like that. I'm on board with it.
So there's another play here. All right. So Ritter and what the fuck's the tight end's name?
Kyle Pitts.
Pitts have developed some chemistry very recently, and he's been playing much better. So I like Pitts anytime touchdown. It's going to be big plus money. They don't have lines out right now that I saw looking earlier on Monday.
I don't think he's scored yet this year, so I think
he has. He got a touchdown last week or the week before. I don't know. He's on my fantasy team. One of those 2 weeks he scored. But I love Andy's bet on the Tennessee teaser, but I also like the fact that Ritter and Pitts are starting to connect.
Yeah.
And depending on where his yards number's at, I might take that too.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
No, I'm not going to interrupt you again.
No. Okay. So the next game is Saints at Colts. I'm going to take the Saints. So this is like a buy low, sell high spot. So the Colts just beat the Browns when they were dogs. They ran up the score too. New Orleans had the Jags on the ropes and then shit the bed. So, and they're also coming off a bit of a mini bye here, having played on Thursday. So Saints +2 on the road is the play I like in that one. You guys, no one else has any place in that one. So we'll move on to the game that you guys all love. And, you guys we might have to have an intervention with Andy here. He's picking ludicrous. Just getting outrageous here. So New England at Miami Dolphins in the big house. I'm going to lay 9.5 with the Dolphins. It's a get right spot. I think the Patriots. This is basically exactly like that Saints Colts game, except this one is going to have teams that score. At least one team that's going to score. One. Dolphins lost a game that felt like they should have been closer.
There was a line.
The Patriots beat the Bills.
I don't know if you guys listened to the McDaniel mic'd up stuff, but there was a line where he said, "I am fighting with myself, and I'm losing," or something along those lines.
I think that sums up Josh McDaniels so
Mike
well.
McDaniel.
Oh,
Mike McDaniel.
That does sum up Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels. Actually, that's perfect. Okay. But Mike McDaniel said I was fighting with myself and I'm losing during that game. And I was like, dude, you're not. You're fighting with the fucking referees. You need to just charm them more. You're so charming. Just charm them. But he should have charmed them with Stephen Ross's money the way that the Phillies did. Or the fucking Eagles did.
Roseman is money in Philadelphia for sure. I'm going to take the under here. I know that's not a popular play in any Dolphins game, but under 47 is going to be my play. Look, the Dolphins are hurt on the whole offensive line. And you could see it at the end of that game. Josh Sweat, FSU grad, by the way, looked amazing. Hassan Reddick looked amazing, and they were just blowing past the Dolphins' offensive line to stop the running game. And when the running game stopped the other day, the whole offense kind of stopped. I mean, Tyreek Hill did drop a touchdown. That would have been a nice, easy walk in. He dropped.
He also scored one that got called back on a holding call that was happening all day on both.
Right, and I expect some home cooking to be available. But with the injuries on the Dolphins side, I don't see the offense being prolific because Mike McDaniel's offense is predicated on being able to run the ball. And if you're not going to be able to run the ball on the left side, that really – going to play right into Belichick's hand. I do think Tyreek Hill will struggle because Belichick's going to take him away. So you take you take Hill away, and you take the left side of the offense.
A-Chain's hurt.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I do think the Dolphins can win. I do think they will.
Best bet is Waddle over receiving yards if you want to root for the Dolphins, but I'm not going to place it.
Yeah, so under 47 is my play here, and that's the logic there.
Andy's on the Pats too. He's taking the 9.5. It's a big spread.
Don't trust this
but
for Andy's numbers because he loves to hedge his own happiness. And anytime he bets against Illinois, he's not that good betting against Illinois. He's not that good betting against the Dolphins.
I'm very bad at hedging my own happiness too, for what it's worth, and I do it all along.
Yeah, Andy's always placing bets against his happiness. Then we come back the next week. He's like, I'm glad I lost the bet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, fucking why? I'm always telling you we should bet for what we want and bet for happiness. And you are like, we should bet to make money. And you're like, well, I got to hedge my happiness. God.
I think betting for what you want when it comes to your team is a sign that your team wins more games than my team does.
That's true.
Let's go to New York City, the Big Apple, Manhattan, New Jersey, actually. Jets at Giants. Matt, you've got to play for us here. What in the world are you
I am going to take the 3 points with the Giants. I am not going to lay more than 3 points with Zach Wilson in any scenario on a neutral field. Giants fans are more passionate than Jets fans. It is undisputed. So I do think there will be more home field advantage here for the Giants. I do think Jets defense is good, but I think the Giants should start to improve. I do not think Daniel Jones is as bad as he's shown to this point. I think the correct play here is the Giants +3.
I agree with you completely, bud.
Is he going to be back?
Who? I think he's back. I saw on Fantasy.
Tyrod show for a couple of weeks. Yeah,
I've seen on Fantasy he is a hot riser in acquisition. So
Daniel Jones is supposed to play.
I was going to say, I think the Giants might be better without him in the same way.
Even with Tyrod Taylor, I don't think it changes my approach here, right? Like it's
They're
more
the same quarterback. It's just that one of them gets, privilege.
All right. Well, I got nothing for that, but I will say the Giants.
So I thought I'd throw an all dead fish in the middle of the.
Man, there's been a lot of dead fish.
That was perfect. So I love where this one's going. I love how we're starting. We are finishing strong. This is great.
Dude, I actually love that Giants +3.5. That is aside from just me being a general Jets hater and a general lover of the Jets quarterback. Oh, that's not Aaron Rodgers. You know which quarterback I'm talking about.
Z-Dub?
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone calls him that, but I do.
I mean, I also love Mills, and I also player. My wife is a MILF. I'm sure he would like to
He's the granny dropper.
Oh, that's so fucking good.
No, I'll tell you what though. If the Giants are wearing their throwbacks, those looked fucking clean. I don't know if you guys saw them when one of the 18 times they've been on primetime, but the last time they were wearing all whites with like the old school Giant helmet that said the word Giants on it, like LT style.
I love it. I love the Giants.
Fucking granny dropper.
That was a good one, right?
Sorry. All right, go on. I muted myself for a while, but I had to keep laughing about it.
No, you're good. Anytime you want to laugh at my jokes, I will let you laugh as long as you want.
Shocker, Andy has a teaser in the next game.
Yeah, do you want to tell everybody what he's doing here, Danny?
Andy is cheating in our pick game by doing nothing but teasers, and he has Pitt from 2.5 to 8.5. Yep. I, on the other hand, have a real pick in this game where I think Jacksonville is going to win by the 2.5. So Andy's going to win this because they're going to win by less than 8.5, and he's going to call that a victory in his, victories.
I think you guys are both right.
But I think Jacksonville wins this game by 3 points. I think Steelers. I know it's a Steelers home game, and that makes this really hard for me. It does. It's a hard pick for me to make because this is a Steelers home game, but I think Jacksonville needs to fucking step this shit up and get themselves into the playoffs.
I think a Tennessee Pitt teaser is a locky combination. Although I said that last week, and I think I included the Lions in that, and the Lions got fucking roasted, and that would not have covered.
I'd rather do Tennessee Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Tennessee Buffalo's a nice one.
I mean, They're Wongs, so I've already placed them all when they came out, just like Andy does. But I just don't count them for this game because I'm not a fucking cheater.
Yeah, I mean, it's also tough. It's like if you have one teaser, you got to count that as one and not two wins. But when
It's
you've
one
got like
win per
five,
teaser, but like when you have 5 teasers and you Wong them all together, then you have like 35 wins.
yeah, but we only count it as like the five. So
Yeah,
I
but we
get
should
it.
totally
There
count
are
those as
weeks
the
where
35.
probably, yeah, but it's
I stopped
all
doing
that means.
teasers when I did 5 of them and they all hit and you guys gave me 5 wins, but
Yeah,
Andy always gets like 100 wins on his teasers.
no,
And
he
I was like,
doesn't.
"No, I'm not going to play this fucking game with you guys."
Yeah, it yeah, it's a good sign to bet these because they hit very often. Um, so we've got the Eagles going to Washington FedEx Field to visit the Commanders. Commanders are about 6.5 or 7 point dogs. Andy is taking Washington +7 and the over.
It's probably
Uh,
good bets. It's probably good
Danny,
bets. So that line had moved after Andy got it. I couldn't get the whole 7, so I got the 6.5. I like the Commanders here to cover against the Eagles. After that, after the Eagles needed so much referee help against the Dolphins, I don't expect them to get that same kind of help against the Commanders. And I know that we all hate Sam Howell, right, Matt?
Mhm. I do. I do
hate
not
him.
like him. I hate him.
So we all hate Sam Howell, but he's actually not been fucking terrible in the
No,
pros. And
he's pretty good. He's
I
pretty
don't
good.
hate him wearing a Commander jersey. Like if he was wearing a R skin jersey, I would hate him. But a Commander jersey seems fine.
I think the Eagles are a very beatable team if people could stop this tush push shit,
Oh,
the
it's so annoying.
brotherly shove, because it's all their whole offense is predicated on getting into third and short. And
Everybody's
when
allowed to do it,
I
Al.
mean, I guess
Nobody else can
everyone,
do it as good.
I know, I'm not saying they shouldn't be allowed to do it. I'm saying that their their record is inflated because of the fact that they are so good in short
So
yardage
so Tom
situations.
Brady's record was inflated because he made every 4th and short ever.
I don't know. I guess so, probably.
He just had a good center in front of him. I forget his name. It was not a Kelsey, but
Um, but yeah. So I mean,
Matt, you remember his name? Tell us.
I don't remember it.
Center O'Donnell, Patches O'Houlihan. Um, yeah. I mean, I want to believe in the Commanders covering this number, but I'm not going to bet it. I don't. I'm not buying it. It's the last game of the 1 o'clock window, the witching hour. This one has potential. It's a pretty stinky matchup on paper, but when you put two shitty NFL teams together, you sometimes get dynamite as a result. This is the Houston Texans going to Carolina to play the Panthers, and Houston is
Ted Larson.
about a field goal favorite on the road. Matt, what are you doing with this one?
Yeah, so we got the top 2 picks of last year's draft: Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. The big matchup here. To what you're saying, you could get some dynamite out of this, and I'm a little bit fearful to make this play, but I do believe it is the right play. I do think Houston is the better team than Carolina right now, and I don't think it's that close. So I really like laying the 3 with Houston. It does feel like something that's going to come back to bite me in the ass when they win a 1 point game with a field goal at the end. But CJ Stroud's good. He's legitimately
Really
a
good.
good quarterback. And Bryce Young
We knew
hasn't
this.
shown me shit. Yeah. Bryce Young hasn't shown me shit yet. So I'm going to back myself with a team that's kind of fun to watch. I kind of like watching Houston play. So
We
I
all,
think
we all knew this going into the season. We all talked about this on the college pod that CJ Stroud was probably going to be the best quarterback coming into the season, and we didn't expect Bryce Young to be good. We all thought he was a tiny little midget, right? And wait, was I the only one saying that, or did you guys all agree with me?
no, I agreed with you. I didn't know if he would be bad, but Panthers are 0-6. This feels like one of those games that end up winning. Like that. This is like a perfect opportunity for them
It
to win at home.
feels like one of those games they would end up winning if they still had McCaffrey, but they traded him for the right to draft Bryce Young.
They did.
I think
or
Houston's
somebody else. I don't know
Houston's
what's
got the
true.
better defense and the better quarterback. I think you're on the right side, Matt. What I'm thinking is the over might be a play here. It's at 43 now. I think it opened at 41 and a half, and that would have been a great spot to get it. Getting it inside of 6 touchdowns, going the other way with it. I think
If you're thinking over, I'd go Houston team over. I don't expect Carolina to score much points, but
yeah, I don't know. I think both of these teams are coming off buys too, so there's a little bit of added time to game plan. So there might be a little more happening offensively.
And I'm a little fearful of Houston regressing a bit, right? It does seem like a natural regression. They're 3-3. That seems more promising than my expectations were for Houston.
You're right. You're right. 3-3 is good, but Stroud has been good in
He has been
6
good.
games. 5 of 6 games, he's had very positive games. So like I expect him to have another good game here, and I expect them to win this handily. I don't have a pick here, but I love your -3, and I also love anything you can do on Stroud props, and I love anything you can do on Houston first half stuff.
The
Yeah, I
crazy thing
don't.
with
Oh,
Stroud
go
is his completion percentage hasn't been great, but he hasn't thrown the picks. He has 9 touchdowns and 1 pick in 6
yeah.
games. That is a giant.
He's had a lot of drops because his team fucking sucks.
They're not very good, and that's actually more impressive that he's making them more competitive, right?
That's
He's
what I'm saying.
actually
Like
doing
if you look at like the deep numbers from like people who are everybody knows CJ Stroud is like, yeah, this guy's one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Like his haircut is, it is what it is. But
I mean, yeah, it's not my favorite cut, but he looks good. He looks good, and he's going to continue to do it. I like.
he's playing fantastic.
For
I'm
me,
just saying this guy.
it's a little goatee that throws me.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Okay.
he like this dude has the facial structure to be a handsome man. He's just not doing anything with his, the hair and anyway.
He's not selling it to you. I got you.
To me
The
specifically, he's selling
yeah.
it to someone. Obviously, it's working.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's getting laid.
Um
he just isn't getting laid by me. I guess.
yeah,
I'm sure
CJ
it's his
Stroud,
target.
you're on notice. Danny will not put out.
I'm
He's
sure
not
I'm not his
putting
target audience, but
If you're looking for a sugar daddy, look elsewhere.
yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I don't have any evidence to support this, but I have a theory that like you could look at two teams' records and like what their projected win totals are before the season and see where they are now and just bet to fall closer in line with those win totals. Like Carolina's gonna win some games, right? They're
Yeah.
gonna win 1 or 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Houston before the
Houston's going
season
to
before
exceed
the
their win
season
total by 3 or 4, though.
yeah, before the season, no one would have had them at 500.
No.
So,
6 weeks
will
So,
they get to 500? They might, but they also might not.
so we all
Like,
kind of expected CJ Stroud to be good. We didn't expect him to be good this fast, and it turns
yeah,
out he fucking is. So
I think also credit to D'Amico Ryans. He is not getting enough
seriously,
love. He's done a
he's a
phenomenal
fucking
job,
good coach. He's a
both
good coach.
offensively with whatever they've got going on with CJ Stroud, but also that defense is like went from being very bad to like
do you think he
commendable
goes back
turnaround.
4 years ago and he like sees that trade for where they gave up Bernard? What is it? Bernard Hopkins?
No,
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre
Lennox
Hopkins.
Lewis.
DeAndre Hopkins for David Martin, and they're like, God, did I just fucking say a boxer's name? Anyway, DeAndre Hopkins for David Martin, and like think, oh, how would our team be right now if it wasn't for that? Or you think he's just like, I don't look backwards, I only look forward.
I think they have to be more concerned
The
about
latter.
the Laramie Tunsil trade was probably the one that killed them more. When they gave us 4 picks.
Why? He's been so good in the NFL the whole time he's been there.
Yeah,
is he 2 firsts, 2 seconds?
No, but he didn't draft any of those people. Those draft picks are all gone now.
Yeah, that's.
Well, you're talking about looking back 5 years.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins trade is equally horrible.
Like I guess you already just
Right.
answered your question. No, he's forward thinking only. He doesn't look in the rear view.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's a good point.
But I do.
He's not regretting. He's not regretting them making that terrible. Well, I don't know if that's a terrible trade for them because like Larry Tunsil's a good person to have on your team, and he's still there.
Yeah, he's still a stalwart as a left tackle too.
It's
Like
someone they definitely should have spent a first round pick
a
on.
very healthy,
Holy shit.
very solid lineman on our team right now. I
God.
don't know.
Well, hey, trade deadline's approaching. Maybe they can trade for him. Get him back a
2
first
firsts and
round.
2 seconds? I don't think so.
Yeah. All right, so we're into the 4 o'clock window here. We're on to Cleveland. We're on to Cleveland. The Browns are going to
Why are you
Seattle.
still betting on this shit, man? Just skip
yeah.
it.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, the Browns didn't cover, and the Seahawks did. I think.
Yeah, they did.
Maybe.
They
Oh,
covered against
you're
Arizona.
just following the.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a general trend deal. So yeah, it's another. I'd love to say it. It's gonna be my new Andy too many points thing. It's a
Nah,
buy
if
low
I were gonna
spot for
bet
the
this, I
Browns.
would have followed Andy on the. Oh, no,
I,
I would have faded Andy. I would have gone under 40 because Cleveland's defense has been fucking fantastic. But I'm not watching a fucking Cleveland game, and I'm not betting on a Cleveland game.
So I know I already mentioned it, so I'm going to leave it Cleveland +3, but I really don't love this one. I think the Seahawks are a better team and they'll probably win, and it's in Seattle. All of that said, though,
I hate this
I don't
shit
know.
because I have Walker and Geno Smith on my fantasy team.
Yeah, I would love to see somebody like stop the Seattle offense. It seems like no one can,
I hope I get to play like George this week.
and it's not like an offense
Sorry,
that's
George.
like goes like crazy, but they I don't know. They probably are like the team with the longest consecutive 20+ point performances now. With the Lions didn't, but so yeah, Cleveland +3, take it or leave it. Andy's on the over at 40, so you can go ahead and bet that one too. And then we're going to Mile High Stadium. Chiefs at the Broncos. Nobody has any plays. Nobody should watch any of this game. It's not going to be a good one. Andy, however, is taking the Broncos +8, the over 46, and teasing KC down from 8-2. So he is all over this one. He's looking for a close one in a shootout, which that honestly sounds like what he's betting is going to be a fun game to watch. So I expect he will not win most of those.
Yeah, you're looking at a runaway here. It is in Denver, so I do expect
Yeah.
again them to play better in Denver, but yeah, I don't see that being particularly fun.
I think so. I don't know if Denver's offense has been very good, but I know that Russell Wilson has been good, which somehow doesn't compute because you would think if your quarterback is playing well that your offense is playing well. But I don't know. So I don't know. I don't want to watch any of that game.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And then Andy has the cojones to do what I took off my board. So the next game is Baltimore at Arizona. And Andy is taking Arizona +8.5 and teasing the Ravens down from 8-2. So he's got a 6.5 point window where he can hit both of those bets. I wanted to bet Arizona +8.5, but after seeing what Baltimore did to my Lions last week, I'm not I'm not thinking Arizona can do any better. So
Yeah, but this feels like that felt like a outlier, right? And this feels like a regression to the
for
mean.
sure.
I'm on Baltimore. I'm teasing Baltimore here 2-2 because I do think Baltimore is the better team. But I also don't think what happened last week between Baltimore and Detroit is indicative of either franchise, right? And
Yeah.
that was the most surprising result of the week. That was just like they dog walked. They dog walked Detroit.
I
So
turned that game off before halftime. I don't think I've done that in a Lions game since like 2008.
Since Campbell maybe became a coach, at least.
No, yeah, I'm saying like since they went 0-16, I don't think I've watched a whole game. But that one was very clearly. I was like, I'm not going to put myself through all of this pain watching another hour and a half of this. I know how this is going. I'm done. Which is nice to be able to do. I feel like that shows growth as a person.
Congratulations, buddy. You're growing.
Yeah. I love that the NFL offers us options now where we can just like switch to red zone when this is happening, and we can like, I don't have to like be this miserable fuck the rest of the day. I can just watch other things that I also enjoy.
Yeah.
You're growing. Everybody's growing here.
All right,
This is
let's
men's
hear
health
about the next
pod.
teaser, guys.
So actually, Andy's on under
Fucking
45. Andy's on under 45 in Bengals Niners. That's a 425 start. That could be a fun game. That could be good. That's a game where both teams need to get right.
Cincinnati
Get
really
in the
could
win
use
column.
another a couple wins to get really right. That Joe Burrow contract is looking like an albatross early, and I don't think that'll be indicative of him at all. I think he'll be okay. But for them to be last in the AFC North is crazy to me.
Yeah, and they might be there for like most of the next month.
Yeah, no, they have a tough schedule.
If not beyond that. All right, that brings us to Sunday Night Football. You're gonna bring out the gams on all what's her face, Carrie Underwood.
We've been waiting all day.
Waiting all day for a Sunday night.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
And we get if you've been keeping track on all the games that have happened, you might have an idea of what this matchup is. It's Sunday Night Football, so you know it's going to be a phenomenal primetime matchup featuring the Chicago Bears at the LA Chargers. I'm sure something a national audience is going to.
That's exactly what we wanted.
To be fair, the Bears have a big market, but I don't know. Is Justin Fields even playing right now?
It's
are they going to shut
Tyson Bagent, baby?
Yeah.
Bagent. Tyson Bagent. Did you guys see his dad
I can't believe this is only 8.5. The only reason I'm not betting this is because I didn't want to be a part of your. Basically, because it's a part of all of my teasers. I got plenty of exposure to it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not joining your cheater ways. So.
Did you know Tyson Bagent's dad is a professional arm wrestler?
That is awesome. What an obscure thing to be good at.
I also listen to podcasts.
Yeah. He arm wrestled Tom Pelissero, I think, on the sideline last week. And I gotta say,
that I did not see.
Yeah. It's he has the charisma of a professional wrestler and not just a professional arm wrestler.
So he's got it.
Yeah, he was entertaining. He took the mic and led the segment. It was fantastic. I highly recommend. I hope Bagent starts every game for the rest of the season, so we just get arm wrestling matchups every game.
Dude, anytime I can get a little pro wrestling in my football, I'm happy. If The Rock was just a starting quarterback, I feel like we would be a better league in general.
I want him to arm wrestle Jay Glazer. That's
I was gonna say Michelle Tafoya, or she's not on the sidelines anymore. Who is it?
Come on, bud. You can't go with
Doris Burke. Doris Burke.
You guys are going with people who survived cancer.
Aaron Andrews.
There you go. Yeah, somebody who survived just getting spied on.
Yeah. I wonder.
Societal cancer.
Jay Glazer,
She survived societal cancer.
Just pick fucking men to arm wrestle men, guys.
Glazer.
Yeah. Yes, you did the right thing, and then Al made it weird.
And then I said Doris Burke because that's hilarious to me. That shit's
yes. First off, I fucking love Doris Burke. She's one of my favorite sports commenters ever. She's so good on baseball. But
basketball.
Doris Burke does baseball, bud.
Yeah. For sure she does. Danny, let me ask you this. What do you think Andy's doing in this game? The spread's 8.5. Teasing the Chargers down from 8.5 to 2.5. You are correct. Bing, 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 ding, 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 ding. What do we have for him, Johnny? We have an Al Chargers minus 8.5 is a locky lock bet. That's a good one.
Motherfucker, I confused Doris Burke.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. No, listen, Doris Burke is in the pantheon. It's her right next to oh God, I can never remember people's fucking names. Who's the dude that just retired who's 900 years old? He calls the Dodgers game. Vin Scully, Doris Burke, and
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, there you go. Sure. Oh man, you remember that Yankees game Ruth Bader Ginsburg called?
Man, she was on it.
Oh God.
She called Aaron Judge. Doesn't matter. I just move on.
Aaron Judge. I get where you're trying to go. That was quick.
Trying to get a Judge joke out. I screwed it up.
Yeah, lay the 8.5 with the Chargers. I think. I mean, the Bears are fun with Bajent. That was fun. So maybe this isn't a great one, but I think the Chargers need to win. They're at home. Yeah, that's it.
This game smells like an over too. Like I don't know what the number is at, but
yeah,
Chargers defense
I
has
could get on
been
board.
not great. Bears, and their offense is awesome.
So it's down to 46.5. So you could.
I feel terrible. I was confusing Shelley Smith with Doris Burke.
Shelley Smith is good at baseball.
Yeah, but is she good at arm wrestling?
We'll find out this week.
He's also the one.
Yeah, brother.
Shelley Smith is also the one who's the cancer survivor, by the way. Doris Burke is not.
No, you're thinking of Shelley Duvall. I'm just kidding.
Sure.
I'm just fucking with you. That she played Olive Oil. All right, let's wrap a bow on this fucking shit. Monday Night Football, Raiders at Detroit Lions. The Lions are going to win this game. They're 8.5-point favorites. Andy is being a prick and taking the Raiders plus 8.5, and then he's also teasing the Lions down to 2.5. Matt, it looks like you have this is the second leg. Yeah, you've got.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish off my teaser with Baltimore. Look, I don't want to see Vegas anymore. Look, I hate when they book all these primetime matchups. I understand how it works, the business of football, right? You got to have this in advance, but I don't want to see it anymore. I am fine not watching Vegas for one more minute. We talked about Mike McDaniels, and we messed up Josh McDaniels earlier. Josh McDaniels is the worst. I don't want to watch him.
Kind of sucks.
He's awful. I don't want to watch any of his football. It's a bummer, and no one needs it. Unless Aiden O'Connell's going to go out there and not wear a helmet and have that hilarious mustache in my face while he's throwing passes, I don't care about Vegas. And Detroit's better. Tease it down to 2.
Are you saying you want Aiden O'Connell's mustache in your face?
Oh God, I want to ride
right here. Just
the only thing I want to watch in Vegas is Henry Ruggs drive a car.
Oof.
Ooh, wee. That's
okay. Let me see if I can correct this. Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. Shador Sanders, Coach Prime.
I mean, if I were in Vegas, I'd rather see like
a show,
Cirque du Soleil, or Britney Spears, or whoever.
Britney Spears is your go-to?
That would be awesome. I'll see her.
I would love to see Britney Spears. I'm just saying, like, I didn't expect that to be Al's go-to. I expect that to be my go-to.
All right, let's make some chuggy bets and get the hell out of here.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
You guys gave your Lions Raiders picks. Okay, we're done.
I'm going Giants +3. Stinky, but I'm in.
Yeah, I don't think I like any of my picks this week.
Then why the fuck did you give them?
Yeah,
mine is easy. It's Kirk Cousins -1.5.
Oh, you might have just made okay. I'll take Saints +2. I hate it, but do it. It'll cover because no one's gonna want to bet it.
All right.
Nobody wants to bet the Saints +2.
So
honestly, nobody wants to bet the Colts -2 either. That line is so perfect. Nobody wants to bet either of those.
So if you made it this far into the
we got even money of 0 on both sides.
Yeah.
We're doing a special promotion right now. Every time you give us 5 stars and put Mark Reynolds just as the comment about the podcast, we're going to give you something free. It's going to be really cool. So just make sure, give the podcast 5 stars, tell your friends, tell your enemies, and just say Mark Reynolds is the only comment you need to have in there.
Just comment Mark Reynolds and you get to golf with me for free.
So 5 stars, tell your friends. Please like, subscribe. We do this for you. We do this for us.
Be able to drive to the golf course of my choosing.
Yeah.
At the date of my choosing.
Yeah. We'll see you in Dubai. Let me see you there.
Buddy, it's South Winds at 6:30 a.m.
Thank you, guys. Good night, Joey and whoever else.
Good night, man. I love you, bud.
Good night, dude. Good night, whoever listens. Love you.